This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Cremissimo Bourbon Vanille. Bourbon Vanilla Bourbon Vanille. I do not know what this is pronounced as properly, and it might be called a bit different wherever you live in the world on this wonderful blue and green planet. But we're going to turn this around and see what it looks like from all different angles right here, and now we're going to read what is on the back. Well, you can pause to read what is on the back. 1,300 milliliters of ice creamy goodness are in here. Those equate to 650 grams of ice cream. Cremissimo ice cream, quite airy, usually a bit synthetically tasting. Not the greatest usually, but fine for the most part, fine-ish. Not the stuff that you buy for the best of friends necessarily, although the other stuff is just expensive, right? Ben & Jerry's, Häagen-Dazs, it's very expensive for some sort of significant amount. This right here is a lot simpler. So yeah, no real injection thingies on here. Now this just looks different than usual. This just looks like an industrial grade ice cream tub goodness almost, but I hope this is good nonetheless. Do not think that I've ever bought Cremissimo ice cream, just the regular vanilla one. I certainly did not record a review on that. I did record 2 reviews on Cremissimo before, and both times they haven't been the greatest. Yeah, they always taste a bit of synthetic ice cream. So what does this smell of? Yeah, this does smell of your typical off-the-shelf ice cream, cheaper-ish vanilla ice cream. Yeah, not the really dense good stuff like from Ben & Jerry's or Häagen-Dazs. This does smell a bit cheaper, you know. Very similar actually to the discount versions of Aldi and Lidl and wherever you want to shop at. They have never been too different from them, I think. Mövenpick is a bit better. Langnese Cremissimo is a bit cheaper, but it's still a brand ice cream, so yeah. It's not as embarrassing at the family gathering as the Aldi stuff. Then again, you can just, you know, put this ice cream in a different form, or put the Aldi ice cream in a Cremissimo tub. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so the rest of this stuff is going back into the freezer, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, I am back at the desk and ready to review this wonderful piece of ice creamy goodness. Please excuse any noises that come from the top of the room. There is something up in the drywall. There's like 2 10mm layers separating me from a giant wasp's nest, which is a bit unnerving, and also there's something moaning, like an animal or something, up in the ceiling somewhere. So yeah, please excuse any noises coming from that. I do hope that the drywall does not come down at this point in time. It's almost November, and well, they're called Vespula Germanica. They usually are gone by November, so I hope they're gone soon. Anyway, ice cream wise, so far so good. Yeah, consistency wise it really is like the regular Cremissimo stuff. Nothing special about it. Not entirely like creamy. It's quite airy. You can see that quite well. Doesn't feel like there is too much substance to it, and it melts quite quickly as well. So let us take a first spoonful of the Cremissimo Bourbon Vanille ice cream. Yeah, it does taste like standard vanilla ice cream. Surprisingly, it is sweeter than I expected. It tastes very much like that regular vanilla milk that you can buy, pre-mixed, like in glass bottles. Almost that exact sugariness in here as it is in those bottles. Creaminess wise, yeah, it disappears in your mouth quite quickly. It doesn't last too long. And there is that typical aftertaste that you've got with quite airy ice cream when they inject some sort of stuff in there. It might be nitrogen, might be just CO2. I don't know what they use to air this stuff up here or fluff this stuff up here, but yeah, there is that certain aftertaste to it. Although it is less than I remember. It used to be a lot worse than it is now, I think. Maybe I was just grown more accustomed to it. That could be it as well. Reminds me a lot of that carbonated water aftertaste, right? When you've got those carbonic acids in there and it tastes a bit soury, a bit acidic. Yeah, that's the typical flavor of that stuff. A bit of that in here as well, but like I said, it's less than it used to be, I think. Maybe they use a different gas mixture in the fluffiness department, I don't know. Maybe they don't use anything to inject in here at all. I don't know. Yes, but a couple of spoonfuls in, and all I can say really is that this is not supposed to be the only part of a dessert. There needs to be something with this. Maybe some I don't know, candied cherries, maybe some chocolate sauce if you like that, strawberry sauce, something. This right here all on its own is, it feels kind of artificial because it is too sugary. It's got that slightly, you know, carbonic acid like aftertaste to it, slightly, but it's still there. It is still noticeable, I think. Overall, it doesn't feel too nice in your mouth because it melts quite quickly. Not very creamy at all. The creaminess and that softness really comes from the air in here. It feels at least like that. So it's not that pure creaminess. It doesn't melt away in your mouth, and it leaves you with, this right here leaves you with nothing. It's gone quite quickly. Yeah, definitely not as enjoyable as vanilla ice cream can be. I don't know what the best vanilla ice cream was that I've ever had. I think it was that Häagen-Dazs one that I had, I think a year ago, maybe 1.5 years ago. That one was pretty good. This right here, artificially sweet. Creaminess is here because of meltage and air in it. At least it feels like it. And overall, not as enjoyable as you'd hope it would be. It needs something to accompany it. On its own, it is disappointing. And then again, when you've got something else with it, chocolate sauce, amarena cherries, something like that. Like an amarena sauce, that's nice, that's really nice. Then you can also just use regular discount ice cream, then you do not need to buy brand product at all. Then again, these Cremissimo ice creams, they aren't that expensive, right? And you can divide them up into like 4, 5, 6 desserts, which is nice, but just for consumption for myself, I wouldn't buy this again just for myself. It's too boring. It tastes too artificial, and overall the enjoyment factor just isn't here. But just pure vanilla ice cream can be decent. Like the Häagen-Dazs one, that was decent. It tastes like vanilla ice cream. It's well done. This right here it's just a bit of, it's ice cream mass. It's ice cream mass for a dessert, but it doesn't feel like it is to be enjoyed as ice cream on its own. Just ice cream. That's a bit too little when it comes to taste. Alright, the consumption process is complete, so let us take a look at the review sheet. First impression wise, it has been alright, nothing really to complain about. Same goes for the colour. It looked yellowish, with some black spots in there that's supposed to resemble that inner stuff of that vanilla. What's it called? Vanille shorter. I put it on the screen right now. Consistency and texture-wise, it has been, well, it hasn't been really all that creamy, but it hasn't been ice crystally, so it's somewhere in between. It's certainly not enjoyable as, you know, as a proper ice cream. It's just, it is Cremissimo, right? So yeah, I do not really want to deduct too many points in that regard. Not really enjoyable, but still, it's ice cream, and many people do know that. And for many people, this is ice cream, just ice cream. So yeah, maybe my personal preference isn't really all that standard in that regard. Taste-wise, 2.5 points out of 5 points. I think it has been a bit too sweet. The vanilla flavor has been there, but there also was that slight bit of like aftertaste, that synthetic aftertaste that you often have with Cremissimo ice cream, which is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, it is what you do expect with this sort of stuff. Themalization wise, overall it has been okay-ish though, so we have that vanilla Cremissimo, and that's what it said on the box, and that's what we got. 6.5 out of 10 is therefore the final rating for the Cremissimo Bourbon Vanille. And this is, I think, also where we are going to end this particular video. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.